So, to start by reading the recap, the story begins in Monze Refuge, a city famous for scholars and magic users, home to a prestigious academy where young students come to study. The party gradually comes together through a series of strange encounters. Hattori arrives first, followed by Leo literally falling out of a portal into the street. Soma rushes over to investigate with his robotic dog mole companion Mogura, while Suki and Tomoji arrive together with Suki's giant white wolf Cloud. The group intervenes in a confrontation between a girl named Maya and a man accusing her of theft due to a long-standing blood feud between their families. Suki intimidates the man with Cloud, while Leo escalates the situation in his own special way by throwing horseshit at the guy's head, successfully driving him off. Afterward, the group heads to the academy, receives dorm assignments, signs up for clubs, and learns about the upcoming annual area bout. A first-year tournament where teams battle each other under magical protections that will prevent any real harm. The party forms a team called the Rocks because Tomoji and Leo both simply enjoy rocks, despite the registration staff clearly questioning their judgment. During the tournament, the group survives through caution and teamwork, hiding, setting traps, and even eventually defeating another team before discovering that they are the last team standing. The staff restores all injured and unconscious students after the match, including Tomoji, and the party begins celebrating their victory. The celebration is abruptly shattered when another team realizes one of their members has not recovered. The Academy's healing magic fails completely, and upon investigation, the dead student is revealed to be Maya, the same girl the party had befriended earlier that day. And that is where we left off.
And we're still on the the platform area, and the maze impediments have come down, and it's a flat area. And we see all the other teams, or just...
You do, yeah, actually, and the rest of the school even is sort of gathering around here to take a look at what happened, because this tournament sort of drew attention of the other students watching, and then the scream, and now, the faculty gathered around a dead body. You do see, as it mentioned, one of the members is this sort of middle-aged man is trying to heal Maya, but unsuccessfully. She will not wake up and remains cold. He kind of
How far away are we?
Not very. You're not like right up there, but
So we just see her on the ground. There's no indication of maybe how she might have died from this distance.
Yeah, you can move closer enough to see that for sure. And it looks like the battle got her, basically. Like it looks like she was damaged by spells and weapons.
Real quick, while we're still kind of at a bit of a distance, I think as we're walking forward, Leo wants to, if he's recognizing Maya there, he wants to try and look for that other guy in the crowd and see if he can
you see him. He was actually on one of the other teams in this tournament. You didn't get a chance to fight him directly, but he he's kind of gathered around with the rest of the students that have sort of swarmed this area, as people do when there's something to look at.
No, I'm not looking for blood on his hands, but does he have any sort of a guilty look at all? Is he looking around shifty like?
Yeah, I'd say make me, I think that's just an insight and insight.
11, I think. 6 and a 5.
Yeah, that would be 11. So he looks kind of, you get a mix of emotions off of him. First, kind of shock, then a little bit of like happiness, I guess, like a smirk, like he can't believe this happened, but not that he's upset by it, you know? And then a little bit of like realization that, you know, he had that altercation. You feel is like the vibes he's getting, and a bit pale as he kind of starts stepping back into the crowd, like disappearing into the rest of the people.
If my friends are close, I just say something. I'm like, oh, I bet it was that guy right there, and I like just point right at him.
I would say Soma's been staying pretty quiet throughout all of this, kind of taking in what he's observing. And he and Moguro would like to kind of inspect the ground, kind of look to see if we can find any sort of clues along kind of where she was, and see if we can kind of piece together some of the suspicion that Leo has to Maya herself.
Yeah, I'd say that's also another insight plus insight. How you doing on the roll there?
It's a 9. It's been there.
Oh.
It said it on the bottom in the chat, the 7 and the 2.
My bad. It didn't come
I also
through
didn't
for me.
see it.
So.
I had to scroll down. Yeah. Must have just been.
Sorry about that. I was like, crickets are waiting here. I'm like, what's going on? I'd say definitely with a 9. It's because you don't get a lot of time to stick around and investigate and really get too close. As they notice is like, even, you know, with you coming up to sort of look, one of the women there who, Hattori, you're from Mine's Refuge, right?
Yes.
You'd recognize this woman as the, like, dean of the academy. She sort of was like, all right, students, all right. Please, everyone, go back to your dorms and stay inside while we investigate what happened here. Everything will be all right. Just please, return to your dorms. And it seems like they're trying to break up the crowd and get you guys to leave so you can't spend much time.
I think I like tap Suki on the shoulder and I'm just like, do you want to come back to our place with like Tomoji and me so you don't have to go to like the place where your friend just got murdered? Like not there, but like.
I have lots of extra paper. We can make you another bed.
All right. That sounds good.
Yes, of course. All your registration papers. Soma and Hattori, do you also go with them just to hang out, or do you go back to your own dorms?
I think when Hattori notices Maya died, he would say something like, I knew this was a bad idea. Nothing good ever comes out of violence. He wants to try and talk to her old group, if they're still around. Like Maya's team. And he wants to ask, like, what happened? Were the enemies used, like, how did she get taken down during the arena? Were the enemies using a weird form of magic? And, you know, asking those sort of questions.
Sure. So, Yeah, you would see her friends are kind of gathered, but they're obeying, and so are the other students. Everyone's sort of, the crowd's kind of breaking up, and they're heading back towards the dorms. But you catch up and stop them from going further. And, they just eye you as you ask these, and we didn't notice anything strange when it happened. Just like everyone else. I mean, she had those lights that glue when she got hit, and then she was stunned just like anyone else. So we thought. But she kind of starts crying, and one of the others, takes her and puts an arm around her. It could have happened to any one of us.
All right. There might have been a problem with whatever device they were using. Hopefully they get it fixed. I might even try to check it out myself later. But I'm sorry for your friend. And he'll go away.
She just kind of nods, like, vaguely in thanks as you leave. Question still stands, though. Do you guys go hang out with the others, or do you go to your own dorms?
What's the general vibe of the school? I mean, are the kids panicked? Are the professors just trying to teach? So the professors aren't trying to keep this in the dark. They're just... They
can't. It happened in public with all the students there. So
too much.
Yeah, no, right now, you get a lot of whispers and things that you hear, like, of... different things like, I can't believe this happened. What could it have been? Are we actually safe here? Is this... Because you guys are new to the idea of the world, each god has their ages, and before the one you're in, which is the age of Atreus, the god of justice, was Vexthal, the age of the god of pain and suffering. So sometimes you hear, like, is this left to, like, some problems with Vexthal? Maybe his cabal's still around, things like that. Just a lot of theories. Some of them also seem to be talking about... Victor is a name that gets thrown around a bunch, so... Like,
but
could it be him?
A lot of wild theories, more accident and maybe foul play. But we don't have anybody, there's no rumors going around, except maybe about this Victor person.
Yeah, he's kind of the biggest school suspect at the moment. And just judging from general vibes and keeping an eye on the dude who fought with her earlier, you get the idea that's Victor.
I think Tomoji would be probably fine going back to his room if he's unsure about what's going on. Cats have a tendency to hide when things get scary.
Yeah.
Hattori doesn't want to be alone in this situation, so it'll depend on if Soma goes with Tomoji or not.
Soma will kind of look over to Hattori, watching him kind of exchange words with Maya's group, and he's going to say, I think we should come back and take a look around here ourselves once everything dies down. Let's head back with the others in the meantime. No point in trying to stay separate, especially during a time like this, in an unusually serious way.
We're gonna need some more paper.
I'm sure other people have big stacks of paper they were given. I can just take theirs.
Just steal people's registration papers.
I mean, if you need help.
So collectively we go back to Tomoji's room, Leo's room, combined.
Which isn't really a room because you guys opted to sleep outside in a little section of trees.
Yeah, it's mostly empty, maybe like a couple bags or something.
And a lean-to, because you guys built a really good lean-to.
With a bunch of paper, you see all of, Tomoji's registration forms just weaved in.
I'm just imagining like a bird nest, basically, with like just random things stuffed into it.
Yes.
Close. Well, what'd you guys think? I wave around like this place is fantastic.
As long as you are comfortable here.
Soma would say, "Where do you store all of your equipment?"
I look to my backpack that's like on my back. Right here.
Tomoji just kind of looks around. He's like, all my rocks are on the floor. What do you mean?
All right. I guess we could stay here for a while, but where do you sleep?
I like to sleep on Cloud. She's soft and fluffy.
I like
Cloud
point
just kind of
toward
shakes
water.
her head now.
I'd turn to Leo and say, the trick is to let Cloud go to sleep first, then she won't know.
Right.
So are you all
murdered Maya?
I don't know. I saw you kind of looking his way. How would you describe his demeanor?
Shifty? Guilty, maybe, but maybe also more guilty of something else than maybe the murder.
Tomoji's kind of like grooming himself with his paw and just throws in. A lot of people were very scared.
I
Do you
mean,
think we should tell one of the staff that we saw them in an argument the day before?
probably not a bad idea. But I guess if you guys been to school before, is people getting murdered not like a thing?
This is a very peaceful city. There should not be any killings. Or, I mean, there's probably still crime, but it's...
People die all the time, though. Like, the gods come down and, like, not kill people, but, like, they fuck with people a little bit, and, like, people kill people, and...
Not in the academy. This is a place of learning and growth, not of murder.
Yeah, well, what about Feral? It was a place of love and everything good 100 years ago until somebody blew it all up.
Farrak.
There we go.
I've only seen one person die, and it was an accident. So maybe this was just an accident. It can happen.
Aren't there supposed to be measures around these types of tests, though, to make sure these kinds of accidents shouldn't happen? Hypothetically, that means that somebody had to have done something to, for lack of a better word, turn it off, right? And he'll kind of look over to Hattori.
But they didn't turn it off for everybody, just for her.
So what if it was some sort of test then? Some sort of means of assessing the effectiveness of some sort of technology or spell or whatever type of word you all would use for that type of thing.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Well, in order for us to do a lot of work, we need a lot of motivation.
How motivated are we to follow through with this? I mean, isn't that kind of like the teacher's job? Or like, maybe not even the teachers? Like, don't you guys have like cops here or something? I look to Hattori, probably.
Well, I'm sure the academy has like their own, what are they called? Campus police?
Yeah, well, I mean, you are in a city itself, so I don't think it's necessarily campus police specifically. It's, the city cops kind of usually handle this sort of thing, and they are usually some of the best. I mean, it is Mines Refuge, so their investigators are top-notch. But, there also shouldn't have been a murder in the academy on day 2, so take that for what it is.
Well, usually the city guard investigate anything that happens. And they're pretty sharp since the academy has been here for a while. They know how to look for traces of magic. I'm sure they'll get around to it eventually, but who knows how long that'll take.
Or how many more Mayas there could be.
I mean, I don't know about you guys.
There's more than one Maya?
I'm just here to study. Like, I don't really want to get involved in too much. Every time I do, something bad happens.
Well, as long as there aren't any more of these arena events, I don't think there should be another.
If there are other Mayas, are they in danger too?
We're all in danger now.
And find all of the Mayas.
Soma's just gonna look Tomoji up and down and give him a little kind of scratch on the ear. He's gonna say, like, I don't necessarily mean a literal Maya, Tomoji, but more like a Tomoji-shaped Maya. Basically, I'm trying to say there could be more students that are in danger that end up like Maya. Like, not alive. Basically, not you. You wouldn't be able to collect any more rocks.
That sounds terrible.
I mean, that's assuming that this wasn't, revenge on Maya specifically. She did let me know that, her and the, gentleman that she'd had an argument with the day before had some kind of family feud.
Do you think that we should ask her friends? They seem to know her pretty well. She did join their team after all.
Well, I already asked them what happened during the event, and they didn't notice anything strange. She even had the glowing marks like the rest of us did. I'm not sure what else to ask them.
Maybe they could tell us a little bit more of this family feud history between her and Victor.
I got lots of those red marks, and then I took a nap. But I didn't die. I think.
Well, if we really wanted to get some more information, I could go back to my dorm room and see if there's any clues there, since obviously she was my roommate.
I could always pretend to be her and maybe go and talk to Victor and just be like, ooh, I'm a ghost, tell me everything.
I could take care of her rock collection for her.
I think if we want to talk to Victor directly, I think doing it not in Maya's ghost image would be prudent. But if one of us were to act like we didn't like Maya, that could give us a better outcome.
So we could pretend to be bad guys?
Go ahead, Brex.
I said, he says, he gets excited, says, so we could pretend to be bad guys?
Yeah, pretend. Like, pull out my sword.
What time is it right now, broadly?
This started at like 8, so 10-ish?
In the morning still?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can pretend very well. I've never been a good liar. I can join Suki to her room. We probably shouldn't travel alone right now.
Yeah, and I don't think I could go question him anyways, because I'm sure he would recognize me, and he'd definitely recognize Cloud, so...
If that's the case, then I think that Leo should also go with you guys, given that he's the one that threw the pile of shit yesterday.
Tomoji says, I'll be the bad guy.
Soma's just gonna kind of grabbing his nose between his eyes, saying, yeah, Tomoji, maybe it's best if you come with me and Mogura. We can go talk to Victor. The rest of you guys can go and check the room, or maybe talk to Maya's friends if you have a chance. There's also something to be said for... do we have any way that we could check the kind of grounds of where the exam was? Although maybe we should wait until people leave and it's less chaotic.
I could pretend to be one of the teachers and escort you guys.
I think Soma would just say, well, do we want to plan to split up that way? Maybe we can go back and check the area together later today?
That makes sense to me.
Alright, so you have a group going to Suki and Maya's room, and a group going to investigate, or some...
To find Victor.
To find Victor, alright.
And see if we can't pose as someone who was happy about the murder to try to get more information out of him. So and then generally the idea is after we're done with our tasks, we're going to maybe see if we can't investigate the arena ground itself for clues, but that's after.
That makes sense. Who's going with what group then?
Tomoji is in the villain group.
Soma's in the villain group.
At least Hattori and Suki are together going to her room.
And I think Leo probably could have gone either way. Either he'd have to be in disguise because Victor would recognize him because of the previous interaction, or...
I was already in disguise when I threw the shit at him, so I could go as myself too.
There's that, or he could potentially go meet up with the other friends, just whichever way.
I think he wants to know more about this Victor guy. So I think he might tag along towards Victor.
Alright, so, let's see. We'll start with Suki and Hattori going to, Suki's room. And, as you two get there, I mean, easy enough. They want all the students in their dorms anyway. What do you think, how do you think Suki kind of settled into her side of the dorm there?
I think it's very simple. I think that she had a long journey here, so I think she didn't carry very much stuff with her at all. So I think it looks pretty bare, but there's definitely there's the bed, and then there's already an indention at the end of it where Cloud has been laying, even though it's only been one night.
Yeah. And as far as Maya's side goes, it was, she didn't go crazy, but she did decorate it with different things, knickknacks from her home, or put up this nice painting of some gorgeous view of the ocean sunset here at Mine's Refuge, and she definitely did try to decorate and make it homey, a little potted plant, just something that's nice. And I guess you guys try to look through her stuff. So as an investigation, I believe that would just be insight and insight again.
Okay. I think before they start doing that, she's going to ask Cloud to wait outside the door and maybe give a bark if anyone comes up to the door. I don't necessarily want to be caught rifling through her things, so...
Yeah.
Rooting around.
Yeah.
No worries. So do you guys want to do this together? Do you want to roll separately?
What would be the advantage of doing it together again? Does it just, like, add...
So if you did it, it would be kind of a small little group check where someone takes the lead in it and the other person can give a +1 to it if they roll over 10. So up to you two, but definitely sort that out before you make the rolls.
I think I will let Suki take the lead because this is my first time here.
Okay, then you also roll insight, and if you get over a 10, she can add a +1 to her results.
I rolled a 10.
Perfect.
I rolled 8, so that'll make that 9.
All right. So not too difficult of a check anyway. So 9's enough to kind of rummage through, get a lot of little like knickknacks that you find, different forms that she had signed or have copies of, you know, the like class schedule that she had and different clubs. Little she does have a journal that you find, and that's probably your most valuable piece that you skim through a little bit, and most of it is just, I think in a way, kind of solidifies her as this person that you were supposed to get to know as you skim through, like her talking about her family or her excitement of coming to college, of kind of finally being independent and able to do her own thing, you know, that sort of thing. And it just solidifies that loss that you know, of a potential friend and that you could have had. But the biggest standout that you get from it is some information on this family feud through some of the earlier entries, which is, you know, they, as far as she first knew, it was kind of very simple. But as she got older, you know, and sort of like, honestly, she talked about her fears of learning that Victor was coming here to the school, because she didn't like her. It seems her parents kind of sheltered her a bit on how bad it actually was. And she learned the other day her cousin was killed, and although there's no evidence to prove that this other family did it, it's pretty, like, her family at least really do believe that they did. And so she never thought that it would get her killed to come here, but you know, she kind of did have that sort of like, I hope, you know, things go well, I hope Victor doesn't do anything to sabotage my life here. I want this independence. I want to be my own person finally. And you know, of course, on the first day, he caused a scene and accused her of stealing from him. So, yeah, take that for what it is. But yeah, that's kind of what you learn out of there. Is she did have a lot of fears about the family.
All right, I think Suki will leave this out very obviously, so if the staff come to look at any of this stuff later, this is kind of right there on top. As she sees, this is probably important for them to see as well.
And at that point, I think you do hear actually a bark from Cloud, alerting you that people or someone's coming near.
Okay. I think she'll definitely make sure that it doesn't really look rifled through. And then she'll just open the door herself.
And as you do see one of the staff members is heading towards your room and kind of came up upon it, but eyeing this giant white wolf in front of your doorway, a little hesitant to just go through. And once you open the door, didn't think of which one it would be. A she. She is just. You must be Suki.
Yes, and my friend Hattori is here with me as well.
Very good. We need a few minutes in your room to look through some of Maya's things. I'm sure you can understand.
Yeah, of course.
What happened to her? Why did she die?
We're still investigating. We will inform the students as soon as we learn anything, but right now everything is still too early to say anything one way or the other.
Did the protection fail? We might not know if it was sabotaged or if it was a mistake, but is that what happened?
If you want to try to convince this woman to tell you more information, I'd say let's make it a roll. Willpower is supposed to be the charismatic one. And I think just willpower plus willpower.
I have a D6. This is going to be great. 7.
With that, yeah, she's just... Unfortunately, as I said, I cannot divulge much as we don't want to jump to conclusions before we know more. But please understand we are investigating and we have brought in the investigators from the city directly. We will find out what happened, and I assure you it will not happen again.
We do have some information that may or may not be pertinent that I feel I need to share with you. Yesterday when we all first arrived, we witnessed her in an argument, with a gentleman named Victor. I think he's also a student here.
It does seem like she recognizes this. This feud must be popular enough that the faculty's aware, from judging from the way she's reacting to that. And she's just, thank you. That is good information to know. If you don't mind, though, she sort of gestures at Cloud. If you don't mind moving your...
We can wait out in the hall, I guess.
Please. And as you let her through, she'll go in, and we'll pause there and switch on over to the other team, find Victor and be the bad guys. So as you all start looking, I guess you're going to the dorms because you would assume that's where he is. There's not, all the students have to be there. So. Do you just kind of knock on door to door? Do you ask around? Like, how do you go about this?
I think that Soma would probably just start by kind of asking around, not necessarily knocking on any doors. He's just kind of gesturing to Temoji to kind of come along.
Temoji is skipping along happily. Pretty much forgot what he was doing.
Leo is like slightly behind you guys, trying to be all stealthy, like creeping around corners like it's a secret mission. He's probably like, that scene from Emperor's New Groove where like Kronk is doing like his like stealth down the hill and singing that little song as he's got the llama on his back. Yeah, that's Leo right now.
That's great. Well, if you want to stealth, make me a Dex plus, I'd say Insight.
7 and 5, 12.
Yeah, so you're pretty sure no one sees you. You're playing a theme song in your head. And then, so that leaves Soma to try to take the lead on finding Victor, I guess.
Soma is going to try to go for more of the kind of casual approach. Like, he's just trying to look like he's supposed to be here, like things are fine, and not super hyper ultra conspicuous.
Yeah, I mean, it is the dorms, definitely on the male side of the dorms too. It doesn't seem odd that you're walking around there, so no worries. Sorry, I was just looking something up here real quick. Okay. So as you head through, you kind of get through the common area where a lot of the students are sort of gathered talking about what happened and what they could do, you know. Some of them have just kind of gone to their rooms and they're locked away because they don't want to deal with all of this. Victor is actually surprisingly not that hard to find anyway. You end up finding him in the common area, sort of around a couple of other guys that, seem to be talking to him, and he's got a very nonchalant air about it.
Gotcha. Soma's just gonna try to kind of saunter up and kind of mingle into the group.
If you want to try to do this casually, make me an insight and willpower. If you want to, draw attention to yourself, it doesn't matter.
Just kind of more casual. We're going for the nonchalant look.
Alright, insight and willpower.
He's trying to act, but he's not that great of an actor.
Oh, doubles.
Was it?
Crit success.
Yeah, look at that. You've got an opportunity.
Yay!
Which, honestly, I know one that would probably work best for you in this situation. You automatically succeed. That one. You can give advantage to an ally on the next check, which means a +4 bonus. You can give a creature an affliction. You can create a bond or add an emotion to a bond. You can cause a faux pas, which is the one I think would fit this, which is a creature present on the scene. They make a compromising statement chosen by the person who controls them. So I would choose a compromising statement at this point. Or you can gain favor, which I don't know how sneaking into a group causes favor, but you can get information by spotting a useful clue or detail. An item is lost, stolen, left behind, or destroyed. Progress a clock. A plot twist, someone or something of your choice suddenly appears on the scene. You discover one vulnerability or trait of a creature you can see. Or you learn the goals and motivations of a creature of your choice.
I suppose we'll go with the faux pas.
Yeah. As you sort of sneak your way into this group all casual-like, and, it seems you fit right in. You've been friends with them forever. It does sort of seem like he is actually kind of he's talking about the situation at the moment anyway, but he's definitely got an air of happiness that it happened. He's like, that bitch got what was coming to her, that's for sure. And can't believe this. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm glad it did. But one of them, is like, oh, come on. You know what happened, right? You had to have known. And it seems like they're buddies, so they're kind of on board with hating on Maya. And he's just like, well, I can't say anything, but maybe I've got a couple of ideas. but it definitely gives a very big air of like you. It almost feels like he's kind of bragging in a way. Like he gives off the vibes like he was definitely involved in some way. Let's just say maybe there's ways to get around certain enchantments.
I think Soma would kind of biting his tongue a little bit. He's gonna kind of strain out a chuckle with the rest of the group. And he's just gonna kind of casually throw out there, haha, oh, isn't that the truth? Where there's a will, there's a way. At least that's what my pa always told me.
There's this moment where they kind of were surprised because they didn't quite notice that you had slipped into the group there, but you seem to have, this agreeance with them, and so they kind of just like, oh, yeah. One of them says, did you know that, bitch?
He's gonna say, only from what I could smell downwind as I was coming up to campus the first day. And in his head, he's just like screaming. He's like hating going along with this right now. But he says, that being said, though, I'm not from around these parts. The name's Soma. And at this point in time, can I like... Actually, wait. So yeah, he's just gonna go, the name's Soma, and he's gonna throw out a hand for them to shake.
Yeah, your comment definitely makes them all kind of chuckle. They're not trying to be loud, because, I mean, they can read a room. So they're not trying to, like, just laugh maniacally about a dead woman. But they do chuckle about it, like, to themselves. And Victor holds his hand out to shake yours, like, nice to meet you, Soma. I'm Victor, and this is Toma, and this is Koru.
Gotcha. And he's gonna say, what about you? Sounds like you had to put up with more of, that girl than most of us have.
Yeah, you could say that. Stupid bitch was a fucking menace for my entire life. Even here on the first day, she stole my bag. You know, but she gives off that sweet, beautiful smile, and no one thinks that she's to blame at all.
He's gonna say, it baffles me how unassuming someone can seem. You never know what they're gonna get up to. And he'll kind of say that, not necessarily in a serious tone, but he's trying to keep some of his kind of true intentions from creeping out.
Yeah.
And he's gonna just kind of casually mention, he's gonna say, I'm sure you were glad to be rid of her so early into the term. Talk about fate, am I right?
He kind of smiles and he's just, well, I'm not gonna talk bad of a dead woman, but yeah, you're fucking right. This woman, I'm so glad she's gone. Honestly, you should stay away from that whole family. They're all a bunch of scumbags. The shit they've done to us in the past. Trust me, it's better this way. A lot of them should burn in hell.
Soma will just kind of casually say, what do you think could have happened? It was like some sort of freak accident. It could have happened to anyone.
I think actually make me another little persuasion check just to see. He'll be somewhat open with you, but I want to know how far. Okay.
Could I use something
Yeah.
Reroll.
Yeah, you can spend a Fabula point to invoke one of your traits, which would be either your identity, your origin, or your ideal. You'd have to kind of describe how this is invoked in this situation, and it lets you reroll one or both of your dice.
I guess we'll go with identity. So do I kind of read out what that currently is for Soma and then what it will turn into?
Yeah.
Okay. So for Soma, it goes something like this. No body of water, stormy sky, or treacherous land will get in the way of... Hold on. Bringing my inventions to life. And we're going to change that to... Sorry, I'm like tabbing back over. No body of water, stormy sky, or treacherous land will get in the way of bringing my goals back to me. So basically, he's getting a little more determined in a kind of all-around way, opening up from just inventions. We're determined now, but we've gotten a little tunnel-visioned.
All right, sure, I like that. Nothing like a murder to inspire you to change a little bit of your theme. So, and yeah, we can, because of that, you can roll, like I said, one or both of your dice. Although since you got a 3, I would suggest both.
Wow,
Ooh,
big change.
Nice. All right. So with a 13, he was gonna somewhat give you more anyway because of the critical success before, but definitely with this 13, it's like you were a brother he never knew he had. So he leans in closer to you, and he's just, I'm sorry, what was your question? How do you think he did it? How do you think it was done? I think was the.
Yeah. So basically, Soma said, "What do you think could have caused the protection spell to lapse? It could have happened to any of us." Kind of basically saying, basically leading to try and get the answer of, was this an accident or was this targeted? Basically.
Yeah. So yeah, he kind of leans in, putting an arm around your shoulder and gets close, and his friends lean in too, so everyone's sort of a part of this, And he's like, all right, so I know that there's a way to plant something on someone that'll break those enchantments. Only on that person. So anybody you want to, get rid of, let me know. And he gives you a wink.
Soma's just gonna almost grimace from hearing this information. And he's going to say, what a clever scamp you are. And he's gonna kind of whistle, kind of like a what a dog you are, but this is him trying to signal to Magura to get to Moji because it's time to go.
So what do you think Tomoji's been doing while Soma's been infiltrating the scumbag group?
So he wandered around the room for a little while, mostly looking at all the strange knickknacks and odds and ends. He found a large potted plant. He accidentally set some of the leaves on fire, but quickly put it out before anybody noticed that there was some accidental arson there. I think he would probably listen to what people are talking about in the room. Mostly just because he's bored and not really involved with what's going on. So just a little bit of investigation, just to see what people are talking about, if there's anything interesting to him.
Make me a double insight.
Can do. I can find my button. Six total. So definitely not paying too much attention.
Yeah, there's a lot of chatter. Obviously, the biggest subject right now is the murder. There are a couple of students, though, that seem to be talking more about, like, do you think the classes are going to start? Do you think they'll postpone? What are we going to do? I mean, we paid a lot of money to be here. We better be able to go to school. Like, there are some students like that. It's not that they're trying to be cold. They just didn't know her, so it's...
Sure.
It's not really as big of an importance to them. But a lot of fear definitely has spread around. And then I think at that point you get distracted when you realize that there's like a platter of, sandwiches and cupcakes and cookies available because it is the common room, and you just get totally distracted with that. And in the meantime, while you're snacking down, what is Leo doing? You were stealthing before.
He's just doing his best to blend in. He's just trying to keep to the corners, like stay stealthy, like still doing his thing, but like he's waiting for the moment that we need that distraction. And if I get the sense that Soma's ready for that distraction, I think he just kind of comes out of the shadows, and you notice that he is no longer him. He definitely decided to go with his ghost plan. And so he has actually, cut himself just a little bit and, spread blood all over his face and, spread it over his chest, and he's turned into Maya. And he's just, coming out of the court, out of one of the shadows and just you killed me! You killed me! Pointing at Victor, and then just trying to disappear immediately after.
All right. So one thing to note from his friends, the one thing that doesn't seem to change too much is his purple eyes. So even though he looks like Maya, that stands out. But for people who think a ghost came back from the dead, they're not going to question that really too much. Please make me insight and willpower, I think, and it's a very low DC for being a fake dead Maya.
Can I also say that I pulled my hair down over my face just a little bit, or her hair down over her face?
Yeah,
I
sure.
can do it like ring style.
Yeah.
So that's a 6 and a 4 for a 10.
Okay. For the 10, yeah. So, real quick before, the whistle went off and you saw Megura kind of run over to Timoji, and Timoji, you felt something like tugging at your pant leg to get your attention. And that's when you look down to see Megura and then look up to see dead Maya shouting, "You killed me!" over and pointing at Victor. Some students just outright scream and run. Victor and his friends themselves sort of back off all pale. Victor kind of just shoves Soma and forward and fucking bolts.
I had a quick question. And I meant to ask it a little earlier. Is it possible that during this time Soma could have casually slapped Victor on the shoulder, in a joking way? Mm-hmm. Because he wanted to try to use symbolic connection.
Yeah. What does symbolic connection do?
So it says you always know the exact direction in which to find any creature bearing one of your symbols as long as that creature is within 2 days' travel of your position.
That's awesome. What does it look like when you do that? Is there a symbol on him then, or is it?
So it would be kind of. It seems to me like one of those kind of traditional ink things, the symbolist, what they do. But I would say that perhaps it would be just kind of a little triangle that Soma keeps around, kind of symbolic of the rocks that he likes to try and find, different minerals and earths. And as he slaps Victor on the shoulder, joking with him about the counterspell, you just hear the tiniest little shh as the spell transfers over, as the symbol transfers over, and all you see is a faint little mark on his jacket.
Cool. I'll let you keep your previous rolls for like part of that whole thing, so you don't have to like roll again to slap that on.
Thank you.
Yeah. But with that, then suddenly, you did the whole whistle thing, and then you hear screeching, "You killed me!" behind you as you see, Ghost Maya, and Victor shoves you towards it and runs away.
Soma's just gonna go, like pretending to be scared, but he's gonna be like, "Oh my god."
Tomoji just has like an armful of like, muffins and just like tosses them all in the air, like, and then like darts under the food table.
Yeah, I'm not sticking around long. Like, I'm running away and probably like trying to turn into one of the students that's also running away and just trying to disappear.
Yeah, easy enough. I mean, everyone panicked and kind of left the area. I'd say a couple of them stayed because it was just they got more petrified in terror, but you're gone anyway, so instead of running. But there are a couple of students that Tomoji and Soma would notice that were more curious about the situation, more analytical, kind of pulled out a note, like one pulled out a notepad and started writing something down, and sort of actually went to try to find where Ghost Maya disappeared to. But at that point you're down the hall as someone else, but if you do glance back to see what your friends are doing, or if they're buying the ruse, you would see someone like looking around for Ghost Maya.
Soma's just gonna kind of hiss under his breath, "What happened to being sneaky?"
I don't think I hear that, right?
No, I think you're farther
It'd
on.
be probably just Tomoji, if anybody.
Yeah, I'm still hiding under the food table, so I guess if I like peek out from the curtain, I'd see the student taking the notes.
Yep, you definitely do. I'm looking around to try to find the ghost.
Tomoji would probably just whisper, "Is the ghost still out there?"
Kind of jumps a little because didn't realize someone was, not petrified or running, and turns back to see you under the table, and you see it's this like young looking sort of elven guy, and he just looks at you and, "Oh, hello there. No, it seems the ghost unfortunately has departed."
A little paw with a muffin would like extend out and be like, "Do you want a muffin?"
He kind of smiles. "Thank you," and plucks it from your hand.
At that point, Tomoji would crawl out from under the table and kind of dust his robe off, and
He'll offer
got
a
like
hand to
crumbs in the whiskers.
He'll offer a hand to help you up to standing, and not very often that we get a fellas here in Mine's Refuge. You're a rarity indeed.
Tomoji would say, "Hi, I'm Tomoji."
Hello, Tomoji. My name is Corin.
"Do you like ghosts, Corin?"
I like anything that's odd and peculiar.
Was that an odd ghost or just a normal one?
Well, I would say it's odd since we don't normally see ghosts.
Oh, does that mean I'm odd since you don't normally see Felis?
I guess in a way, yes, you are.
Fun! We should be friends.
He smiles. I don't have too many friends. People don't usually... They find me unnerving themselves.
Is it because you're an elf?
No. Well, perhaps. I'm usually more analytical when it comes to strange, odd things that happen.
Me too.
That's why you were hiding under a table.
I was looking for rocks. I like rocks, especially curious ones. I have a lot of them back in my dorm room. I could show you sometime.
I would love to see your collection of rocks.
Have you been a student here a long time, Corin?
This is my second year here.
Wow. What kind of magic do you like?
I usually focus on the elemental arts, but I dabble in quite a few others as well.
Tomoji would look surprised and he'd be like, I like elemental magic too!
Oh, are you registered for... what was it? What did I call it? Applied elemental theory?
Sort of scratches his head. He says, probably.
You probably should be sure if you are.
They did give me a bunch of papers when I got here yesterday.
Perfect. Then once you submit those, everything should be in order.
What do you mean, submit?
Bellis's. So, the forms they hand you are registration forms to find out what classes and courses that you would be interested in, and of course any other legal jargon that they must throw into those sorts of contracts. And if you fill that out, you are registered for those classes.
Oh! I made a mistake. Do you think you could help me? I want to learn more elemental magic. Side note, did we come up with a name for my mentor? Because I didn't name him in case you wanted to give him anything.
Yeah, Motto.
Motto. So, Tomoji would say, my master Motto taught me lots of elemental magic.
Did he now?
Yeah. I could make rocks float and make butterflies fly, and I can make stuff grow, and basically whatever I want to do. I accidentally set that plant on fire. That was me.
He glances over, seeing some of the charred leaves, and... Well, I do not recommend that you set things on fire inside the building, but at least you have some talent for it. I think you will like the applied elemental theory. Our instructor, at your year, your instructor would be Valen. He is very good at explaining this sort of thing and ensuring safety and control.
He just kind of looks at him like, oh!
But if you need some help, I have some time to kill. Let's go get you some forms, shall we? By the way,
Yay!
Soma, at any time, you're overhearing all of this and seeing the guy talk to him, so...
What was this guy's name again? Is it Corvin?
Corin.
Corin, okay.
I did Korin, but I'm not sure the... Oh, with a C. Gotcha.
C.
A-N.
C.
Gotcha. So yeah, Tomoji would say, all right, let's do registration. And then he'd grab like 4 more muffins.
You do, and he puts his notepad away and he just kind of waits for you to be ready and gestures and starts heading. And as he walks, he's a very, he walks tall, rigid, hands behind his back, very proper, looking. And
Tomoji's skipping Like,
and with that, I think we'll jump back over to the other group again real quick as Suki and Hattori are sort of just standing out in the hall waiting for this teacher. Do you talk about anything, or are you just waiting there? Or leave?
I think Suki might just ask, Hattori, you said you were from this city, right?
Yes. My father runs a tinkering shop, and he's very skilled at making inventions. I'm trying
That's
to
neat.
learn more about it so that I can continue the business and inherit it after he retires.
Is he close to retiring?
Not yet, but this is a craft that needs many years to master, so...
I can understand that. It'd be interesting for us to go visit his shop sometime. I would love to see that.
Yeah, he was the one who helped me build this, and he's going to point at his backpack. He's sort of abandoned it now, but he has other projects to work on.
I was curious about this before. What exactly does your backpack do?
It's called the Battery. It saves, or I guess you would have to pronounce it Battori. It's called the Battori. It gathers magical energy from the air and saves it for later, so that with this, anyone can use magic.
Well, that's rather neat. Where I come from, there's not many magic users, besides myself, so I can see that being rather useful.
Exactly. Magic is a great tool that everyone should benefit from, and it's unfair that only those who are talented in the arcane can live the better life.
Speaking of this city, I know that the staff had told us that they brought in some of the city investigators. Are they generally known to be pretty good here, or?
That's a good question.
Do you mean good as in, like, morally, or good as in at their job?
Yeah, good at their job.
They are very good at their job. They have, like I said, it's Mine's Refuge, so they probably invented magic to figure out ways to help investigations.
I'm sure they will figure it out. I've never seen them leave a case unclosed before.
Brown ones are...
That's reassuring. I know I didn't know Maya very long, but she seemed like a rather sweet girl. She had told me that she didn't really want to follow in her family's footsteps. She wanted to be a diplomat and kind of make the world a better place. So it is rather sad to see someone like that gone.
I'm still processing it myself. It's so strange thinking about someone's death when you met them. Did you have anything else, or did you want to look at anything else in your room? Or should we go meet with the others? Okay.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what they've gathered themselves.
And as you guys start heading to find the others, I think at that point you sort of bump into Leo on the way. Leo, are you yourself, or are you someone else with purple eyes?
I think I'm myself again.
All right.
So that Victor guy definitely did it. Oh, I think this school might be haunted.
You said we are all together now?
Well, you and Hattori and Leo bump into each other. Tomoji is off with Korin, and Soma, I guess it depends on if you also left the common room, because you saw both of your friends leave, so...
Yes. Yeah.
Where do you go? do you want to, like, group up with the rest, then?
Yes. Basically, Soma was trying to get out of there and then get back with the group.
Okay, then yeah, I'd say shortly after that you see Soma kind of catching up after Leo.
Haunted? Do you believe in ghosts, Leo?
No, but I think people here do. You know what? Maybe. Yeah, no, I've seen some weird shit. There's probably ghosts.
Well, I'm not sure if a lot of people here would, but... Okay.
Well, I mean, most of that...
I've never seen a ghost yet, so...
As Soma approaches, just like, Soma, what do you think? Do you think a bunch of those people believed in ghosts back there?
Would Soma have Soma would have known that Leo was the ghost, right?
Since he did hide his eyes kind of under the hair, I'd say actually make me a double insight to see if you noticed that he had the purple eyes.
Well, he had voiced that idea out loud, right, to us?
That
so I
is
feel
true.
like...
That is true. I think you're smart enough to put 2 and 2 together. So never mind. Yeah, I think you can put it together that it was him.
Soma's just gonna come gasping for air as comes running down the hallway. He's gonna go, just not hearing Leo's conversation. You guys won't believe what this bozo did down back in the commune hall. I've never seen such a ruckus in all of my life, but I do have some information that we need to share. And I imagine as he hears Leo kind of asking, he's gonna kind of just go up and like flick him on the side of the head.
You just get blood wiped on your face.
Soma's looking for his least greasy handkerchief.
Yeah, I think at that point you notice Leo's bleeding. I don't imagine a lot. You cut yourself deeply, but enough to get enough blood, yeah.
Leo, what happened? Did someone try to murder you too?
No, I was just a really good ghost.
A ghost? You transform into a ghost?
Kind of. I guess it's all in their perspective, but yeah. I get quiet and like get everybody huddled up. So yeah, guess what? Like, so I turned into Maya and like put a bunch of blood all over my face. And after Soma's conversation with the dude, I was like, "Oh, you killed me! You killed me!" And everybody ran away, except for a couple.
Leo, you're insane. What did you learn?
Nice.
And then remind me where we are currently.
You're kind of out in the hall of more on the female dorm section. Not too far from Suki's room, but they had moved away from it, so I'd say you could be close to the common section here if you wanted to go there, or you can decide to discuss this elsewhere.
Soma would lean over to Leo and say, maybe we should wait until we have a little more privacy.
I like look around. We're fine. If you insist, we can go back to my place. There's nobody else that really hangs out there except for me and Tomoji.
They'll say yes. I think that would be a smart idea.
Alright, so you guys head back. I'd like to think, Tomoji, you were led to the front to get more registration papers, and Korin will go with you if you invite him back to your place to help you fill them out. So
I actually think this is a good opportunity since I have so many extra Fabula points from surrendering in the last fight. Obviously, this takes GM permission, but I'd like to spend a Fabula point to say in the story that Tomoji and Korin actually become like really good friends all of a sudden. My character theme is curiosity, and we're both elementalists. And I think that, Korin would really like someone who is kind of just insatiably curious about everything. Just like, why do these rocks work together? And why does, the flame turn purple when I do this wind magic? And, sharing just kind of elementalist buddy things, maybe trying to like outdo each other a little bit, so I'd like to form a level 1 admiration bond with Korin, just because he kind of looks up to him a little bit.
Yeah, I love that. I'm down for that. So, and he was helping you anyway, teaching you how to fill out your forms. What are you doing? Yeah, I don't want you to jump down. That's scary. Sorry, I have a 3-legged beast next to me, and she looks like she was about to leap off, and she's not at that stage yet.
That's funny.
So, he was helping you with the forms and stuff, but as you were going and you started to ask him all these random questions, he seems to be really intelligent and completely open with sharing the information with you. So, why does the wind turn purple when I mix it this way? And, that's because you are tapping into the elemental form of, XYZ,
totally.
And totally explaining, like, the whole situation and what's going on. So, you guys all kind of come up here and see this random second-year elven man teaching Tomoji different things as they're like playing around with fire, and I think your rock collection has been also spread.
Oh, definitely. I'd invite my new buddy Korin back and introduce him to the group. And you guys would just see Tomoji's just like super impressed by him. Just, you know what I mean? Like really impressed with his elemental magic and like look at all these cool rocks he likes. And just really impressed that he's an elf. He'd introduce Korin to everybody as his new friend. And in sort of a way that suggested, like here's somebody that might know what's going on or help us because he is senior to us.
Mm-hmm.
I think Leo definitely would have liked to have taken a moment to like wipe off his face and bandage up his hands too first.
I imagine you're not going to walk around the school with blood on your face. So, when you guys approach and, you kind of introduce Korin to everybody, he, stands because he was sitting on a stump or something that he pulled over and brushes off. And it's a pleasure to meet you all. And he holds a hand out to shake. My name is Korin.
Hey, Korin, I'm Leo.
Shakes your hand.
Soma will kind of nod his head, kind of a little skeptical after all of the new faces he's met this evening, and he'll say, "The name's Soma."
And he shakes your hand.
I'm Hattori. What's it like being a second year?
Difficult. Shakes your hand. For some, anyway. Kind of smirks a little.
I'm Suki, and she'll shake his hand and then just kind of gesture beside her and be like,
he takes her hand and kisses it.
Oh. I think at that, Cloud kind of gives a little, like, it's not loud, but it's a very low growl.
And then he looks down to Cloud, and I would shake his paw, but I fear he might bite me at this point.
She probably would.
My mistake. I would deserve it.
So, Tomoji would say, Korin knows about all kinds of things, like ghosts and elf stuff, because Maya was an elf. And the ghost was an elf. And he kind of scratches his head as if he's kind of run out to the end of his logical extrapolation.
Was Victor also an elf, or was he human?
Human. I think. No, half-elf.
And I think Leo would mention that too, and like, oh, and that Victor guy was kind of an elf.
I hope you don't allow Victor's standing to soil your perspective on elves.
No, Maya actually seemed kind of cool.
She is the one that perished this morning, is she not?
Yes.
Yes, she was Suki's roommate.
Ah,
They were going to be best friends.
my condolences, then. It is a shame that... Well, I hope this does not change your perspective on this academy. It is generally usually very safe, and this sort of thing does not happen.
What is your take on what happened this morning?
Well, if I had to extrapolate, I think probably this family feud has progressed far more violently than a lot of the authorities would like to admit. I have no evidence for such things, though. This is all just theory. But also, you can't simply point the blame because it is convenient.
If someone did make her die, does that mean that they'd close the school? I'm really looking forward to elemental theory now that I'm registered.
I don't believe they would. There are still quite a few students that I am sure are eager to learn. Then again, the regular populace does generally act emotionally against this sort of thing, and there is a chance that many of them will leave. I suppose it depends on how many students abandon this year.
Oh. Tomoji has no idea what that means.
Well, I suppose they'll have at least one. I don't think I'm going anywhere.
He eyes you, and you are rather young to be here at the academy.
Yeah. They'll just shrug.
Very well then. Well, I hope you do not mind me imposing here. I was helping Tomoji register for some of his classes as he kind of smirks at this, is illiterate and going to college.
It's true. I don't know how to read things. But I've spent a lot of time in nature, and I've seen a lot of plants and a lot of animals and a lot of rocks and a lot of trees, and I've never found words on any of them. So I find I can perform all the magic I need without having to read the little squiggle things that people put on stuff.
You know,
But now that I'm
Tomoji,
registered, we can all go to classes together.
University is usually where people continue their education, not start it.
It is.
Soma will kind of chuckle.
Shrugs.
He'll say, well, if Tomoji can read the plants around him, plants do make paper, so he's halfway there, at least.
I once helped stop an entire landslide from crushing a village. Didn't need to know how to read to do that. The village was nice afterwards. They gave me lots of fish.
Fortunately for you, Valen is good at ensuring that his students excel at magic more than needing the academic needs of reading. However, I do suggest you learn if you wish to, benefit in society. It would be helpful to you.
He kind of shrugs. He says, if Valen can teach me how to use elemental magic as strong as my master, I'll probably go back to nature where I came from. But it seems like I have a lot to learn still. I just hope they don't close the school or that more people die. That would be bad.
Certainly. There should be no further issues. I imagine they'll solve this case rather quickly.
What makes you so confident? Soma will kind of say. He's not inclined to give away any information just yet.
Mm-hmm. Mine's Refuge has the best investigators in most of Ephrasia. Ephrasia is the name of the world in general. The Earth.
Are they as good as the Blackthorns?
Blackthorns. Oh, the investigators of Port Arbus, I believe?
Yeah, I heard about them from one of my friends.
Well, I suppose I cannot say as I have not had any experience with them. However, from what I have experienced here in Mine's Refuge, they are excellent at what they do.
Are they like god descendants too?
Perhaps. Are you?
No, but the Blackthorns I heard were. Like, I think they all descended from Montress or something like that.
Really? I'll have to make a trip to Port Arbus someday. Meet with them.
Soma would kind of chime in. He'd say, getting back to this investigation, if it does have anything to do with this family feud you're suggesting, do you think it will put a stop to it or make things a whole lot worse?
Well, I would like to logically think that this would inform them that their feud is pointless and just leads to the death of their children, but people tend to lead with their emotions more than logic, so more than likely it will make things worse.
That's what I thought too.
Would you say that you haven't really picked a side? You're kind of just... You think the feud as a whole is kind of... silly?
Indeed, I haven't studied much between the two families to choose one side or the other, but I think in general it is fairly obvious to assert that the feud is pointless and shouldn't exist. All it does is cause struggles for both families when, if they really wanted to, a friendly competition would be easy enough for them to progress.
Does that mean that Victor's in danger? Like, they could retaliate?
Perhaps. I imagine the authorities will look after him, though.
Soma will
Why?
kind of say, interestingly enough, that they would take care of one when it's too late for the other.
Is Victor from an influential family? Why would they take care of him?
Only due to the fact that I would assume the authorities would be aware that a retaliation is plausible. I don't think it's because they influence the guards, although, again, I do not know as much about the families. I don't generally get involved with such trivial things.
Maybe we should tell Victor he's in danger. Last time we pretended to be villains. Maybe this time we can pretend to be friends.
Soma's gonna kind of nudge Tomoji aggressively.
Tomoji probably treats it like a back scratch, like,
Corin just raises a brow at all of that, and you just... I suppose if that is your prerogative, to warn Victor. But... as I stated, I do believe that the guards should be able to handle this sort of thing.
So then if we don't have any classes today, what are we supposed to do?
Well, I was planning to go to the library, but got distracted helping Timoji.
Big smile.
Well, I wouldn't mind checking out the library, and Timoji, maybe we can start your first tutoring session there.
Yay! What's that?
You'll find out.
Okay, can I bring my rocks?
Sure.
Yay! I gather up all my rocks.
As analytical as you seem to see Corin, as Timoji seems to be excited about and collecting his rocks, there is a kind of warm smile as he watches him pick them up, and I will show you to the library. And he leads you all back inside. Unless you wanted to just somehow lose him. Like
I guess the real question is, how many rocks are you trying to bring? I feel like Suki will cut you off at like 5. Be like, okay.
I guess he just like begrudgingly would only choose his 5 favorites, and then he'd like look longingly at the other ones as he's like shuffled out the door, like, no, my rocks.
I wait until Suki leaves and put the rest in my bag.
Nice.
your
And then
precious rocks.
as soon as I come outside, I just like tap Timoji and like open up the bag and show him that all the rocks are inside there.
Well, I'd probably grab one of them, and as we're walking towards the library after Corin, I'd probably go to Hattori, and one of the spells that I can cast is a lightning spell, and I'd probably be like, "Hey, Hattori, guess what Corin showed me? I can do this," and I would take probably one of the electrically conductive rocks and just kind of like shoot some electricity through it. It's just like your Bathory.
Yes, that's how the project started. Are you gonna be a tinkerer too? You might have the talent for it, as long as you don't blow yourself up first.
Maybe. But if I found more of this rock and put more electricity in it, would it be a Bathory too?
No, it doesn't stay long enough. It has to be a lot more complicated, but maybe if you take some artificing classes and you don't get suspended by the professor, I could show you how it works.
Wow. I was talking to Soma, and Soma said that Mogoru can find more rocks. And I was thinking maybe we could go rock hunting together. Corin likes rocks too. Oh, maybe we can make a rock collecting club.
Maybe. But I'm more interested in turning the rocks into other things. I usually let the other people gather them for me. At least that's how it works in the workshop.
He kind of sighs. You're right, I wouldn't know how to make the registration forms anyway. Those are really important around here.
Yeah, usually the rocks that we get, or usually the rocks that my father and I get, we just take them out of the stock room. I don't know how it gets there.
If you wanted to create a club, I would help you with those forms.
Yay! Rock club!
He kind of smirks at the idea of this. A club about rocks.
Leo likes rocks too!
Yeah, some geologist student is going to join, and then they're going to be very confused by they're just digging around in the soil for like mundane rocks.
Just regular rocks. Instead of, they're like, ooh, we get to talk about minerals. Nope.
This one looks like an apple. That's where we're at. So yeah, Timoji would just spend time bonding with everybody. He's generally excited about the prospect of school now that he's been taught how it works.
And you go to the library. It's huge. Much like the picture, there is a kind of door at some point in the back that is slotted into all the books, but it is locked, so you can't get through it. But otherwise, Corin just sort of explains a little bit about how it works, like how you can fetch books and things like that. Since this is a very heavily magicked place, it's pretty easy. Like, you can look at reference cards to sort of indicate through this like enchanted console what book you want, and it will kind of float over to you if it's available. If another student has it, though, the card will glow, or like the text of the reference card will be like red to indicate it's currently unavailable. And yeah, so big library, lots of places to go. He will mention mostly to Timoji. Since this is a library, we will have to be quiet here, so...
He nods up and down.
Aurelio's accidentally knocking over like a nice vase, and it's just like clanging and ringing and echoing throughout the entire place. Sorry!
Leo, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. With that, the librarian would like look over and give you a very dirty look. And just says, like, if you do not be quiet, you will have to leave. Keep it down.
Emoji kind of frowns and says, Leo, let's not invite her to the rock club. She doesn't look very nice.
Right as you're doing that, I'm like looking to the rest of the group and just going, shh.
Otherwise, yeah, you guys spend some time here. Anything in particular you look for? Anything you do? Corin pretty much sticks around as long as Timoji wants him to. At some point, he probably went to go read, and if Timoji came over, he just let him. Seems like there is a general fondness there, even beyond Timoji actually creating a bond. There is something that Corin just seems to find fond about this little cat man.
Thirst for knowledge.
So
I think Suki's intention was to grab maybe some blank parchment, writing utensils, and sit Timoji down for his first learning to read session.
I love that.
Maybe I'll grab a book about rocks.
Nice.
That would be perfect.
So I would say as you're sitting down with Timoji, he really doesn't understand the concept of like what the words on the paper are, but you start to notice him doodling, and you see that he actually is a very good artist. While he never learned how to read, while he was sitting around in the forest with his master, he would take to making sketches of trees and plants and animals and rocks. So he actually he has great penmanship because he's a good artist. Actually, it's difficult to get him to focus on writing words because he just wants to like draw little butterflies and stuff. But in general, I would say he probably starts to pick up on the idea that if you make certain squiggles, they represent certain words. And then probably after a few minutes, he'll get really excited and he'll be like, how do you make that squiggle? How do you make a squiggle for this? What's the squiggle for cloud? What's that squiggle? Because it's just a whole curious thing that he had never seen before.
Can I roll to see how well Timoji learns how to write on his first day?
Yeah, I think make an insight and willpower.
All right. What is 8 and 5? 13?
13, yeah.
Math.
Maybe Inugale needs to go back to school. Nice roll.
Yeah, good roll. I think, yeah, especially as Timoji's ADD cat brain goes off, you find ways to somehow bring him back to topic and just kind of help keep his focus. And Yeah, Tomoji learns a couple of his first words, like rock and tree.
Yeah. Rock is definitely his first word.
And that's really cute. I love that. I would also consider all of this as kind of included in a rest. And during rests, you guys can get back your HP, MP, and you can form bonds. You can adjust any of your traits and things like that as your character grows, although I don't think there was a ton yet, but things like that. So I do, up to you guys, but I do love that, the idea that if you wanted to add another bond between you and Tomoji for this. I feel like all the bonds are going to Tomoji.
Broadly, I try to make sure that he's kind of the party glue, like bonding with Hattori over the rocks and Mogu over finding rocks. And he definitely wants to be everybody's friend, just like a cat.
So I think
I'm happy to increase the bond with Suki. We already had a level 1 affection bond.
Yeah, so you can increase it to 2 and add another emotion there if you'd like, or anybody else too, if you'd like to bond with each other during this library rest scene.
I think Hattori wants to try bonding with Soma, being fellow tinkerers.
Good call.
I think we're going to compare notes. We're going to look for books about, I don't know, however technology works in...
Soma would be showing Hattori all of the maps that he's found, different geology maps for different conductive ores.
Yeah.
He'll see, like, oh, that's why they're so expensive to get at the stockhouse. You have to dig, like, so far deep, and they explode.
Soma's just gonna go, exactly!
Yeah, I think we're just gonna be best friends making a bomb. I mean, something.
Nerding out in the corner.
I think.
So your bond options are admiration or inferiority, loyalty or mistrust, affection or hate. I imagine it ain't any of the negative ones, so it'd be admiration, loyalty, or affection you can choose from.
I think.
Sorry, what was that?
Admiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you two are nerding out there and Suki is teaching Tomoji how to read and write rock, what is Leo doing in this?
I think he's probably looking for books about like botany or biology, like monster books or like poisonous plant books or stuff along those lines, because those kind of catch his interest. And anytime he's in a new library, he likes trying to find that section first.
Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff here, so you definitely get a bunch of information. I'd say when you found like the first book, you probably know a lot of it from what your brother has taught you before in the past, so you probably had to skip that book and move on to the more advanced ones and get through that, and then you get into the more complicated rare stuff that he just never had the opportunity because you were whisked through time and space. So he tries, but only so much he can do while you get shunted through time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think he's just grabbing the few books that he can and like checking them out, like going up to the librarian and
yeah. All right, you guys kind of spend this time reading and bonding with each other, and eventually there is a notification, although actually I'll pause here since I know one of you guys had to leave for the little bio break. Does anybody else need to at the moment?
Yeah,
you take a little 5 minute. Yeah. All right. Take 5, everybody. I love that you it's just bonded with this a random NPC I invented there.
No, it came out perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit of the party mascot, I think.
Oh, for sure.
Just a friendly forest cat.
I love it. He's cute.
Sometimes he's useless, but I think a good mascot kind of just needs to be useless sometimes.
Well, I mean, no one can be like perfect all the time or like on point all the time. That's just
true.
The thing. So
honestly, I feel like in terms of like the MVP, we've had a lot of individual characters really do some bang up stuff. I mean, Soma's interaction was really good with Victor. I think we've had Hattori and Suki did really well in the interactions back in the bedroom. So it's been a lot of quality role play across the board.
Yeah, I agree for sure. And I'm down not to do like necessarily pick one MVP either. I mostly brought it up because someone else sort of was interested. I kind of favor having everyone be even, but I want to do whatever the players want to do, you know. So if that's what you guys feel up to, then I don't mind either. Like I'm pretty open that way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Fabula definitely has a couple different conventions built into it that are very different. So it feels weird even as an experienced role player to do things like spend a point to take control of the story and stuff that, you know, in D&D would be, you know, more in the wheelhouse of the GM. But I dip my toes in a little bit with Corin, and I mean, honestly, I think it was a very natural segue.
Honestly, it probably would have happened anyway. It just this way you made it happen faster. You know,
worked out great.
I like that, and that's one of the things I sort of liked about this game system is that it feels more collaborative with the players than just strictly what I say goes, you know.
Sure.
Obviously I still can veto if you have something crazy, like you're like, oh, big bad evil guy, well, here's the secret weapon with the Fabula.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna say no. You know. But I really do like that sort of ability to give you guys some power in the story too, and the world.
Yeah, it reminds me kind of like of the theory of just like improv comedy, like we're all just kind of building off of each other, you know, which way things go. I mean, obviously the whole rock thing has just naturally emerged, right?
I love it. Yeah,
our team name and the rock club and who likes rocks and do we have all of our rocks with us, and it came from a totally random comment, you know, that I happened to make when the person at the registration was like, you can name yourself anything you like, and he's like, I like rocks. You said anything we like.
No, that kind of stuff is great.
That gives stories a life, you know, a life of their own, which is fun.
Yeah, you definitely need. There's been a couple things in my Friday game that's definitely been picked up as the thing to repeat or echo. And that's what makes this game fucking amazing. I love role-playing in general.
Like the Sunday night game with the 1,000-year-old cheese, the amount of time that's come up.
That cheese is disgusting. It needs to go.
As I always tell people, role-playing is the second most fun in life you can have for free.
What would the first one be?
Volleyball, right?
Guess. Take a wild guess. It's definitely hiking.
Yeah. Also, I do volleyball with Amarin. So if somebody asks, I always like volleyball, of course. Or what were you thinking? But yeah, hiking is actually a really good one too because it's just another free activity.
I kind of like this change of pace with Fabula too. Like it reminds me a little bit of the time that we did the Vampire the Masquerade little one shot too.
Yeah, that was fun.
Very, very social system. Anything World of Darkness.
Oh yeah.
They actually just announced a new game recently. I saw that.
Oh yeah.
New video game.
Yeah, I'm curious about it because it's a CRPG now.
Yeah. I just saw
like
that.
That'd be really fitting for World of Darkness, to be honest.
Sure. Definitely in the realm of what they could pull off.
I do love Vampire the Masquerade and some of the lore and just being, moody vampires.
Yeah. It's old school.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is just the connectivity with all the other WOD ecosphere, you can do Prometheus and you can do everything.
One of my favorite ones so far is Sin Eater.
Sure.
Geist Sin Eater. I ran a little short game of that with my husband a couple years ago, and it was really fun. I love that game. Might do that again sometime. But I really like Fabula too because I can adopt things into it. Since the system's a lot more open and a lot less strict. Like I could be like, okay, this person does XYZ ritual or XYZ magic or things like that, and it's way more fluid in Fabula Ultima than in D&D. I'd have to be like, well, can't scry on an object, so.
Right.
What am I gonna do? Like, how does this person go find them? Or it's very like specific. Although I do let the players bend the rules to spells, it's
sure.
I don't want to like also break the rules in the spells, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I was interested because it says on my character sheet, because I took Elementalist, that I can cast Ritualism magic. And I wasn't exactly sure how to work that in.
Yeah, I think there's a whole section on rituals, which I read a while ago. I'd have to refresh on it. But there's certain rituals that they give as an example, and then you yourself can obviously make your own rituals, which is
pretty
part
cool.
of the whole like thing with this game that I love. So stopping a landslide from destroying a town would have been a big ritual.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I thought Suki's use of, Soma's use of the inscriptionist symbol to keep track of Victor was really cool. The initial idea, I believe, Amarin's not here right now, but was that she wanted to use it to keep track of like her stuff, like Mogu and all of her things. But that was a really clever,
for sure,
cinematic use of the spell, which was neat.
Yeah, I loved that. Now you'll find where he is.
Ooh, mystery.
When the investigation inevitably no, I just
or at least his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least his body, right? Yeah, we'll find him at the bottom of the river. It looks like Amarin's about back.
Alright. Just need Hattori. Lan, whichever.
I'm back.
Oh, there he is. You good, Kenyon?
Yes.
Okay. Then, continuing on. At any point during this, I know you didn't want to do it in front of Corin, but do you update the group on what you learned with Victor, Soma? Because there, like I said, there's a point where he would go off to read on his own, especially if Suki took over distracting Tomoji and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Soma's gonna kind of bring his pile of maps and invention like history books over to the group. He's gonna plop them down on the table, and he's just gonna start kind of as discreetly as he can, like relaying the group on kind of the events and things that he learned from Victor, kind of how the friend group was, kind of what Victor's responses were, the kind of kill switch of the spell that he mentioned, basically everything that listed him as like a serious suspect, other than outright saying like, hey, Victor definitely did it. Being as how that just it never specifically came out.
Mm-hmm.
Leo's just like, oh, he for sure did it.
Well, if it wasn't him who did it, it was definitely his family.
Agreed. Someone's just going to kind of lean in. He's going to say, in my opinion, I think there's no way on this planet that Victor didn't have at least a major role in Maya's murder. But that being said, it may be worth trying to turn the rest of this information over to security, but I don't know how much or how high the likelihood is that they'll believe an out-of-towner such as myself or our ragtag crew. We only just got here yesterday.
Yeah, I believe you're most likely right about Victor's involvement. I guess my only concern about bringing it up to the staff would be that none of our evidence is really concrete.
All word of mouth, unfortunately.
Yes.
It would be better if we could get some evidence. Maybe if we could find more information or diagrams or notes or something about this.
Did Soma tell the group about the symbol you put on Victor?
No. It's more of like an omission rather than like an outright trying to keep it from the group.
Well, either way, Hattori is probably going to suggest if we can find where he lives, maybe we'll make like Soma and I can install a new stealth mode on Mogu.
Without any details, Soma may like kind of slap Hattori on the shoulder in like a there you go kind of way, and he'll say, I may have something that can help us with that. And he's gonna kind of give a very low couple of and have Mogura come over, and he's gonna try to see if he can suss out Victor's whereabouts. And he'll say this might be able to help us if we can go after hours and do some of our own investigating.
All right. So do you think that
after the conversation, Victor, after working very hardly, Tomoji holds up a piece of paper and said, I wrote Victor's name.
That is great.
Suki taught me, well, not the butterfly. I did the butterfly myself, but see, I can write now.
It's very good, Tomoji.
Thanks. What were we talking about?
Well,
Soma's gonna say
investigating after hours, which I'm not opposed to.
Okay. If we find him, I can show him that I wrote his name. He'll like it.
He'll like it. A guy who's possibly a murderer. Yeah, he'll love it. All right, as you guys are planning to possibly break into his dorm or house, depending, there is an announcement that kind of goes over the magical voice projectors. And it says, basically, it is with great shame that this happened to one of our students on the second day of school. Understandably, things are tense and everyone is nervous about what may happen, but Mine's Refuge will remain open and continue classes as normal starting tomorrow. I hope all the students continue to attend, and once further information and updates are granted by the investigation, we will of course share anything that we know. A gathering will be held tonight in remembrance of Maya. If anyone is interested in joining, please come to the courtyard at 5 p.m. Thank you, students, and have a good evening.
Yay! Now we can make Rock Club!
Depending on how many people go to her memorial, tonight might be a very good night to do some investigating.
You really think
Selma-
that Victor's gonna go?
No.
Wouldn't we know where he was if he went or not?
Indeed we would. I think this might be the perfect opportunity for us to get some hard evidence. We can turn it
Rock
into
hard.
a staff. No, Tomoji. Not rock hard. But like, fake hard.
Okay.
With that, I guess you guys wait until the memorial thing, and a lot of students do go. Not everyone, but quite a few go. And I assume you sense out or feel where Victor's at, so that you don't walk into him on the way to your investigation. And are you, what are you exactly planning to go investigate? Like his dorm, his house, the scene of the crime? Where's your goals here?
Hattori would be looking for any notes on, because he mentioned there's a way to turn off the enchantment. He's looking for, a set of instructions, maybe? Or,
So
on how
probably
to do
more
that.
of his dorm and his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is good because he isn't in his dorm when you guys are heading to that section of the school. Are you all gonna try to stealth over? Because when you get there, obviously you can't just walk into someone's room. So how do you approach this?
I turn into him and I just walk into his room. Guys, these are all my new friends. Purple eyes still.
Fair enough. I will say the door is locked. So do you have a method of opening it?
I turn to one of my more mechanically inclined friends.
I don't
Hang
think
on.
I have a lockpicking machine. I don't think Hattori would invent something like that.
May I spend a Fabula point to make the door unlocked?
Or maybe just have tools to try, like a roll, like you happen to have something on you that could pick a door.
Yeah.
Because because I just don't feel like it makes sense he wouldn't unlock it unless you find a reason to convince me as to why it would be unlocked.
He was so distracted with the ghost from earlier. It got into his head just a little bit.
Maybe, like, I could spend a Fabula point. There was some time in the past where his father was teaching Hattori about how locks work. And so he's just gonna find, like, a piece of metal and try to pick it or something.
Sure. That works. Give me Dex plus Insight.
Here it goes. Big roll. We need this.
No pressure.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all. Alright, so with this little makeshift lockpick that you invented, you do find a way to sort of jimmy the lock. It's not exactly super complicated because of where you're at, you know, this isn't some vault that you're trying to break into, so but it was a bit difficult because you're just not used to having to do this kind of thing. But based off of what your father taught you, you remembered, oh, if you get the hooks up in the right way, you know, and you manage to crack it open, and inside you go. Luckily for you guys, it seems like no one else is here at the moment. It's just his room, nice and empty. He is a very messy kind of guy. There's clothes on the floor, there's, you know, shit all over the place. He definitely does not keep things clean.
I think that Suki would probably put Cloud on, like, guard duty again, but probably not, like, directly outside the door, because that's pretty telling. So,
Yeah.
like, maybe down the hallway a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense. So, Cloud will perch there and sit obediently, and as you guys all stealth in, or, well, just walk into his now broken into room, I would like, I guess, let's make it a group check, I think, as everybody's going to try to help investigate. So, the roll would be Insight plus Insight. And so whoever has the highest, I would suggest be the group leader, and the rest of you will also all roll. And, well, before everyone rolls, you have to pick the group leader first.
I mean, I
thought the role was
D10s.
to determine the group leader.
Oh, no. Sorry. No, this is, we gotta pick one, and then everyone who joins in the roll after gives them successes depending on their roll.
I think
Gotcha.
if anything, I'd pitch for Soma to be maybe the leader here, since he's kind of led the way so far on our investigation here.
Sure.
I like that, and mine's not higher than a D8. Mine's the same, so.
So I will have a 13 to assist.
All right.
I got a 10 to assist.
All right.
7.
7 as
All
well.
right. So that will give
Twinsies.
a +2 to Soma's 13, bringing Soma's roll to a 15. With a 15, which is a really good roll, basically, as you're all like going through picking through laundry pockets, you know, different knickknacks, there is his book bag here, so whether or not it was found and brought back to him or he completely lied about the whole scene, you know, you're not sure which, but he does have his book bag here. So after that, though, as you sort of sort through his books and some of the stuff, there is a crumpled paper that you do notice, and when someone kind of unwraps it and reads it, it is a note about basically instructions on making sure that it says make sure the object is slipped onto Maya before the start of the tournament. That's all it says, and not like from who or anything like that.
Could I kind of like... Soma would pocket the note. And then I'd like to look for any other clues. Maybe just kind of any sort of types of dirt or soil that maybe Victor had walked around on, kind of indicating where he was earlier in the day.
Yeah, with your roll, you definitely get a good amount of idea for that. I mean, unfortunately, the dirt doesn't quite help you too well with it. Like, there's the grass in the opening, and some of the dirt there, and then some of the sand and dirt that's in the back modular maze thing they can make. So, it's tough to say if any of that helps, but I guess you could sort of make note of his boot prints exactly and go from there. You definitely get that.
And then let's see. So we found his book bag, and then was there anything else around the room that could be any indicators?
He does have, not like a shrine or something, but he does kind of have a collection of, in like a notebook of some sort of like just general fucking Maya hatred, like a portrait of her with X's scribbled on her eyes and different like things written like die bitch die and stuff like that, like very psychopathic kind of notebook.
Wow.
Could Soma kind of look to Temoji and be like, hey, do you think that you could make one of those drawings to kind of show what this looks like for later?
Sure.
Basically like the equivalent of modern day, like, hey, take a picture of this.
You could pretty much sketch anything. You'd probably get bored halfway through, but there may be some butterflies on it that weren't actually there, but...
He'll have Mogura, like, withdraw a rock from his little, like, rock cache that he keeps inside when they go digging as, like, a little kind of carrot on a stick situation.
Furious drawing.
Just feed Temoji rocks now to get him to focus and do what you need. Yeah. I mean, we've established Temoji can draw, so I don't mind. Yeah, you can copy this down easily enough. I will say though, as this is happening, Soma, you kind of get the sense that Victor is moving back towards the dorms. He's not like right upon you, or Cloud would have barked, but he is coming back. Like the distance is closing from wherever he was.
Gotcha. I think Soma would just tell the group then, make sure everything is exactly as we found it. It's time to go. Just to kind of give them an extra buffer.
Was all of the like the Maya hate, was that in like a journal or something? Or
yeah, like its own little notebook of stuff. He didn't write in a journal to express anything specific. It was literally just a bunch of like, like what you'd find in the best I could say is like a psychopath's basement when they obsess over a person, and it seemed like he definitely was obsessed with hating on her for sure.
Do we see anything around the room to know if his roommate was either Toma or Koru, the people he was with earlier that day?
Yeah. Toma is
Toma,
a name that
gotcha.
you end up finding in that side of stuff.
Just curious.
I think Hattori would definitely say to bring that notebook with us? It's like this is some pretty damning evidence. I think I'm gonna take this. Until we can find a way to clearly tie this with Victor, I think this should give us a lot of motive. So,
I don't think that's a bad idea because I think he shouldn't be surprised, I guess, if the staff decide to search his room as part of their investigation, and given enough time, he might have gotten rid of these items, so
should we also take
it behooves us.
Didn't mean to cut you off. Should we
No, you're
also
fine, go ahead.
Should we also take the note that says to put the slip on Maya? It's not signed, but...
That would have already... Soma put that in his pocket.
Okay. Then I guess Hattori will take the notebook.
Alright, you guys grab the notebook and scurry on out.
So, as a final thing, since Tomoji was busy scribbling and didn't really hear any of that conversation, he will take the rock that was given to him by Mogura and take his Victor butterfly paper that he wrote him, and he'll leave it on Victor's bed under the rock and then walk out with everybody else. Just, he figured he'd like it.
Yeah, of course. Just, leave evidence someone broke into his room. Perfect.
I think Aurelio just reopens the cut Leo reopens the cut that's on his hand, and as he's like, everybody's on their way out, just writes, "You killed me" in blood on the wall.
Soma gets that hairs up the back of his neck that like something is wrong, but he's in too much of a hurry to look back and turn around at the clusterfuck in the room.
I love it.
And then
this man needs a therapist after this.
As Tomoji and Leo are running out of the room behind everybody, Tomoji's like, "He didn't kill you, he killed Maya."
I know, that's the point. I'm trying to make it think it's Maya.
Oh. At least I could read it now.
And you guys scurry away before he ends up going back to his dorm room. All right. And with that, as it becomes nighttime, just curious, does Suki go back to her room at all, or?
I think she would. Not only is it more comfortable there than sleeping out on the grass, but I think she would be curious to see, did they clean up her, Maya's side of the room already? Would someone try to break in the night? I think she'd be looking out for stuff like that. And she has Cloud, so she's not really that worried.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, you would definitely see it looks like they kind of really quick packed her stuff. They still have it there. They haven't shuffled it out yet, but it's all up in boxes. A little note was left for you that if you need anything, do not hesitate to come to the office, and probably a note of a counselor just in case, And other than that, they didn't touch your stuff. They left all of that, fine and dandy and just where you left it. And the rest of you, unless there's anything specific, I'll end up going to bed.
Sounds good.
All right. In that case, as you all drift off into sleep with many things on your mind, Victor is probably the cause of all of this, and what are you going to do about it? Will the authorities be able to do about it? We are going to switch on over to doing one of those GM scenes that Fabula Ultima recommends doing, and where you will see in the there is the class which you'll learn for the healing and sciencey sort of biology sort of classroom, Maya's body has been put sort of in the back of that, like around so that other students won't bump into it or see it, and it's nicely covered up. But in the middle of the night, this cloaked figure ends up heading towards the door to this classroom. It is sealed magically, and it seems like this person knows how to open it as they gesture at the seals in a certain way, and they flare and unlock the door. They move inside and head over to the body. Lifting back the blanket, you see Maya's pale and blue body laying there. The wound still on her, although mostly healed up so that she looks somewhat normal again, but there's still the opening where one of the stab wounds have got her. And as this person holds the hand over the open wound, blood starts pooling from her body. Her skin starts sinking into her and becoming this pasty white gray as all of her blood is sucked out and hovers in about the size of a volleyball over his hand before it falls and this person catches it. Then they cover up the body again. But you hear footsteps down the way, and the person looks back and someone says, "Is anyone in here? It's after hours, you shouldn't be here." There's a hesitation. Then the person turns and the blood manipulates into this spiral as it suddenly wraps around just a janitor that was coming to see what was going on in this room and covers the mouth and nose. The janitor can't move and starts suffocating, gasping for air that they can no longer get as the blood is sealing their mouth. The cloaked person walks over and just waits until the janitor collapses to his knees, and then he falls to the floor. After another moment, surprisingly though, before the janitor would die, all the blood scoops away so he can gather air again as the cloaked figure leaves and closes the door behind them. Now that you've seen the villain for the first time, you all get a Fabula point.
Yay! Villainy.
And I think that's
Thanks, bad guy.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
I still think the most clutch play was putting the mark on Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, so I think that that has to be definitely a highlight.
I think that whole scene, honestly, was a highlight. The rolls getting, everything.
Yeah.
And I loved how you had to add, like, how, Soma was screaming in his head about it, because this guy's clearly just a big scumbag.
For sure.
Yeah, that was great. Great role playing.
And it finished off with Leo's ghost.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was